All right, since I won this new Porsche 935, the 2019 edition, through the limited time series, which currently is still going for, I believe, next 3 days as I am making this video, let's take a peek at the bonus series the car is featured in. It's only featured in a single bonus series at the moment called Peak Porsche Performance. As you can see there, you'll find it in Legends section under Road Collection category, right? So, as the title suggests, it does feature 3 Porsches, and if you don't own any of the 3 cars featured here, then you would have to you will unlock this series by completing or winning some 19 trophies in Zenith series, which is one of the big box main career series, as we used to call it. So you'll need 19 of the 45 trophies available in Zenith series in order to unlock this bonus series, or alternatively, you can buy one of the cars featured in the series and then it'll automatically unlock. All right, so there are 3 cars featured here: 911 GT2 RS and 911 GT2 RS Clubsport, and the new 935, the 2019 edition. Right, so let's hop into the series and check out what the series has to offer. All right, Peak Porsche Performance. 3 indomitable machines face off to prove which is the perfect Porsche. Now, to 100% complete this bonus series, you need to own all 3 cars, because there are showcase tiers and time trials that are exclusive to each of the 3 cars featured in this series. So that's the first thing that you need to be aware if you want to go 100%. And then, speaking of 100%, there are some 79 gold rewards available for 100% completing the series, and the PR requirement to achieve that is 92.6, and that kind of PR can be only achieved with the new Porsche 935. The other 2 cars, even maxed out, doesn't quite, don't have the PR doesn't go quite high enough. So that's something else to keep in mind. All right, so it's a 20 tier series, 54 events total. So that is 51 trophy events and 3 time trials. As I said earlier, the 3 time trials are exclusive to each car. So first one is going to be the tier 5 for the 911 GT2 RS. And then tier 10 is the next one for the 911 GT2 RS Clubsport. And then the last one, tier 15, is for the 935 2019 edition. Right. So, speaking of 25% completion for the, you will reach that by winning 13 gold trophies and completing 1 time trial. Alternatively, if you don't own the 911 GT2 RS, then you're not going to be able to compete in this time trial or complete the time trial, which means you'd have to win 14 trophies instead. Right. And then 50% completion is achieved through, if you go kind of from left to right, tier by tier, and completing all the showcase series, then you would 50% complete by winning 25 gold trophies and completing 2 time trials. And that will be on tier 11. So for 25% completion, you'd achieve that in tier 6 if you complete the showcase tier. And tier 11 is where you would reach 50% completion, and that is worth another 15 gold and 15,000 racing dollars if you need to keep track of that. And then the 75% completion would require 38 gold trophy wins plus 3 time trial completion. So we're getting much deeper in the series. And this series, the PR requirement kind of ramps up pretty quickly. I'll go through that in a moment. But the thing about this series, if you own all 3 cars already, and if you won it from the previous special event or race day event, then the chances are you probably have 21 upgrades on all, on each of the cars, which means your PR should be high enough that you should be able to achieve 75% completion. And that is going to be somewhere in, let's see, you need 38 gold trophies. So that would be 30s up to, well, let's see. These trophy numbers, when they say 30, that does not count the time trial trophies. So we have 3 showcase series that feature 2 events each, right? So that's 6 extra. So in tier 17, you would have access to 30, or there's 3 here. So tier 17 basically is where you would reach the 75% completion. Because in order to unlock tier 17, you need 30. But the thing about it is, I want to say around tier 13 is where PR requirement goes above how I won this new Porsche 935. So, yeah. And 75% completion would be worth another 21 gold and 21,000 racing dollars. And then, of course, 100% completing would reward you the remaining 33 gold plus 33,000 racing dollars. Right. So, let's hop into the series real quick. Tier 1, we have speed record at Daytona Road Course, autocross at Silverstone Grand Prix, and the Tier 1 Cup is at Melbourne, and it's going to be a 3-lap cup. And Tier 1, generally no PR requirement. And here is what my garage looks like in this series. So as you can see, 21 upgrades on all 3 cars, essentially. 911 GT2 RS, which was won through a special event, I want to say. Something like King of the Ring, I think might have been what it was called. I'll put my playthrough of this special event in the description box below. So if you're interested, you can check it out. That event should be in Event Archive, I think. And then the next car, also 21 upgrades across the board. 911 GT2 RS Clubsport. This is a really good car, by the way. And this one was won through, I want to say, a race day event. It might have been the very first rendition of the race day event. But I'm not sure 100% on that one because we've had so many events since we won this car. And then, of course, the limited time series is how we won this. It's still going. Porsche 935, the 2019 edition, not the original from the 70s, right? The one that's featured in the motorsport section. So don't confuse those two. And that car's PR is significantly lower, obviously, because that's from back in the day. And also, that one was also the limited time series car as well. So can get a little confusing. Anyway, let's talk about the cars featured here. So first one, 911 GT2 RS, base PR 73.1. When maxed out, goes all the way up to 90.9. Usual 3-hour service time. Cost is 800 gold. There is a showcase discount once you unlock that showcase tier. And that is going to give you 20% off, so you can get it for 640 gold. Although I would generally recommend winning these cars through special events if you have patience for it. All right, and the car is featured in 3 series. 2 bonus series. This one, Peak Porsche Performance, and another one called Porsche Ascendancy, which you will also find in the legend section. And then, as you can see in the top right corner, it has its exclusive series once you fully upgrade the car. With the racing dollar alone, well, tier 1 upgrades on this car is all racing dollars, so tier 2 is all gold. So if you don't spend any gold on this on upgrading this car, you can bring your PR up to 77.6. But speaking of exclusive series, if you want to access that, you will have to fully upgrade this car, which means it's going to cost you 1,185 gold plus 2.9 million and change racing dollars. So not exactly a cheap car to fully upgrade. And most cars in Legend section, I would say, are fairly comparable in upgrade cost. All right. The next car here, we got 911 GT2 RS Clubsport. Now this car base PR starts at 74.1, maxed out goes all the way up to 92.1. Service time, once again, 3 hours. Cost, if you were to buy it outright, would be 825 gold. And yes, there is a showcase tier for this car. So if you take advantage of that, you get 20% off, which means you can get it for 660 gold. And the car is featured in 3 series. Once again, 2 bonus series. This one, Peak Porsche Performance, and Masters of the Track is the one this car is featured in, also in Legend section. And then, yes, there's an exclusive series once you fully upgrade this car. Racing dollar upgrades alone, once again, kind of the same scenario here. There are just the tier 1 upgrades are racing dollars. Tier 2 is going to be all gold. So if you don't spend any gold on upgrading, it'll get your PR up to 78.7. And if you want to fully upgrade and access the exclusive series, it'll cost you 1,196 gold plus 3.1 million and change racing dollars. All right, and the newest contender in the group, Porsche 935 2019 edition, base PR 75.3, goes all the way up to PR 93.3 when fully upgraded. And once again, service time is 3 hours. That's pretty standard. And if you were to buy this car outright, it would cost you 850 gold. So with a showcase discount, you will be able to get it for 680 gold. And at the moment, this car is only featured in this single bonus series. So that's pretty typical of new cars. And then you already know what the PR or the upgrade tree is like if you followed my last video on the limited time series for this car. I'll just kind of review it real quick. Tier 1, once again, are the only upgrades, are the only racing dollar upgrades available. So 7 upgrades, it'll bring your PR up to 79.8. And if you want to max out this car's PR up to 93.3, it'll cost you 1,285 gold plus 1.9 million. So racing dollar wise, in upgrade department, it's a little bit less than the other 2 cars. Yeah. But of course, you spend a good amount more on gold, like exactly 100 gold more than the 911 GT2 RS. Right. Now, if you want to 100% complete, and since there is, at least for the time being, no exclusive series available on this series, then if you want to meet that PR requirement of 92.6, you will need to get just about every upgrade on this car except for the last gold upgrade on drivetrain, and that will still cost you 1,125 gold, and you would need to get all the racing dollar upgrades anyway. So that would be the cost association with the cars featured in this series. All right, so let's run through the series itself. Tier 2, we got Speed Snap at the Porsche test track, Leipzig circuit, short on-road circuit, Hunter at the Austin Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. And the cup is going to be at Suzuka Grand Prix, PR 77.8 required, which means with the base PR, none of the cars in this group can compete here. So you're going to need at least some racing dollar upgrades. And in the case of Porsche 911 GT2 RS, you are actually going to need some gold upgrade to get past just the second tier here. And it's going to be a 2-cup or 2-lap cup. All right. Tier 3, we got Endurance at Dubai International, head-to-head at Nürburgring Grand Prix. Should be a single lap, yep. And the cup at Berlin Circuit, PR 80.2 is required. And yeah, so by the time you get to Tier 3, all 3 cars featured in this series, without gold upgrade, you cannot get past Tier 3. And it's going to be 3-lap cup. All right, and that gets us to the first showcase featuring 911 GT2 RS. And both time trial and showcase tiers would unlock at the same time. And we got elimination at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And the cup for 911 GT2 RS is going to be Brands Hatch 4-lap, and showcase tiers don't have PR requirement. All right, and the time trial is going to be at Mount Panorama. All right, next tier, Tier 6. This is if you own all 3 cars, then this would be the 25% completion tier. We got Speed Snap at Bugatti Circuit, Hunter at Monza Junior course, and the cup at Spa with a PR 83 required. It's going to be 2-lap cup. Moving on, Tier 7, we got Endurance at Hockenheim Grand Prix, head-to-head at Catalunya Grand Prix, single lap. And the cup is at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. PR 85 is required, and it's going to be a 3-lapper. All right, so far so good. Then next tier, Tier 8, we got elimination at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, Autocross at the 24-hour Le Mans Circuit, and the cup at Monza Road Course, PR 87 is required, which, as it looks here, I cannot run this cup with the first car in the garage here, 911 GT2 RS. Apparently 21 upgrades is not enough, so this car is gonna fall off the favor, and then I'll have to go with the other 2. All right, so it's gonna be a 2-lap cup, and that gets us to the showcase for the second car, 911 GT2 RS Clubsport. We got Speed Record at Dubai Hill Circuit, and the cup at Suzuka East, 4 laps. And no PR requirement. And at the same time, the time trial should unlock, and that is going to be at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix Circuit. All right, and Tier 11. We got Hunter at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, head-to-head at Porsche Test Track Dynamic Circuit, single lapper. And the cup at Catalunya National with a PR 88.6 required, where the car number 2 falls off the favor, as PR is not high enough with the, at least in my garage, you need to spend more gold on these cars, which means I'll be continuing most likely with the 935. And it's going to be a 4-lap cup. Right. So, and let's see, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Right, so Tier 11, if you completed all the showcase tiers, this is where 50% completion would be achieved. And continuing on, Tier 12, we got Speed Snap at Red Bull Ring National. Drag Race, it's going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And the cup at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix. PR 89.2 is required, which means none of the cars in my garage will be able to go on any further, at least in terms of cup races. Okay, that's going to be a 3-lap cup. But here's the thing. If you have completed those, what would you call it? The showcase tiers, then you have 4 more trophies under your belt than you would have otherwise, which means you will be able to continue on to unlock tier 13, where we have elimination at Mount Panorama and endurance at Hockenheim National, and the cup at Daytona road course where PR 90 is required, and it's going to be a 3-lap cup. So without completing those cups, you should be able to unlock the showcase for 935 and the time trial. Right, so we got head-to-head at Brands Hatch for this guy. Single lap cup or single lap head-to-head. And then the cup is going to be a Bugatti circuit 3-lapper. Once again, no PR requirement there. So that gets us to the time trial for 935, which is going to be at Dubai International Circuit. And then, let's see, Tier 6, you need 27 gold trophies to unlock. So, let's see. You have 6 extra trophies, and you missed out on 2, which means you should be able to unlock the Tier 16. And let's see, continue on to at least unlock up to tier 17, if not 18. We'll find out once I actually make my way through the series, but we'll wait on that one for the time being. All right, so tier 16, we got Hunter at Catalunya Club, Autocross at Red Bull Ring National, and the Cup at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit with a PR 90.8 required. 4 laps. All right. Continuing on to tier 17, which is most likely where you will claim that 75% completion without necessarily adding more upgrades to 935 in my case. So if you won the car through limited time series, you might be in the same boat here. So tier 17, we got Speed Snap at Spa, elimination at Suzuka West, and the Cup at Leipzig Porsche Test Track on-road circuit, the long version. PR 91.3 is required, and it's going to be a 4-lapper. Right. Considering that you will win 33 gold trophies up till this point, yeah, tier 16 actually I think it's enough to get you the 75% completion, because you need 38 gold trophies and 3 time trials. Or maybe you do need tier 17. It's going to be somewhere in this vicinity. Anyway, let's continue on. Tier 18, we got endurance at Silverstone International, head-to-head at Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit. So that's the back half of the circuit, the short version, right? And the Cup for tier 18 at Daytona Motorcycle Course, PR 91.8 required, and another 4-lap Cup. And tier 19, got speed record at Monza Road Course, autocross at Hockenheim Short, and the Cup is going to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. PR 92.2 is required, and it's going to be a 5-lapper. So yeah, this would be the tier where 935 is the only one that can continue on, because even with maxed out PR, the other 2 cars just cannot bring your PR that high. You know, the 911 GT2 RS Clubsport taps out at 92.1. Yeah, and then as I said earlier, 911 GT2 RS taps out at 90.9, which means tier 16 would be the last tier. The first car in the group will be able to complete even maxed out. And that brings us to the final tier, tier 20. We got Hunter at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, elimination at Formula E Berlin Circuit, and the Cup is going to be at Le Mans 24-hour circuit, PR 92.6 required, as I said. it's going to be 2-lap cup, and only 935 is going to be able to unlock this series. And you're going to need to pretty much max out this car's upgrades, except for that last gold upgrade in drivetrain. So that's going to cost you 1125 gold. And if you won the car through limited time series, you already spent 440 on there. So that means you need to spend another, about 700 gold to claim 33 extra gold. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's really in your favor, even on a best day. So my strategy or recommendation would be wait for upgrade discounts. But anyway, yeah, that will do it for this bonus series overview. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the track. Take care.